Federal government is introducing a new initiative to share the cost of electricity subsidies with the state, a move aimed at improving collaboration and ensuring more sustainable power supply across the country. Officials say this partnership could strengthen state-federal cooperation, help maintain consistent electricity provision, and support long-term planning for the nation's power sector. But critics are warning this could push some states to pass on higher tariffs to households, raising questions about affordability and fairness, especially for low-income families. Tonight, we'll speak with energy experts Dan Kunle to unpack what this means for everyday Nigerians and the future of electricity in the country. Mr. Kunle, thank you very much for joining us on the program tonight. So we listened or we read from the DG of the Budget Office of the Federation, Taminu Yakubu. Now, what he has said to us is that the president has directed that electricity supply subsidy cost be made explicit, tracked, and fairly shared across tiers of government. And I've also listened to you and other stakeholders who have consistently warned us that this current approach creates hidden liabilities and recurring crises in the power sector. What do you make of it?
Thank you very much, Olajumoke, for reaching out to me here in Abuja this night on this long overdue complete deregulation and decentralization. You know, the electricity supply system of Nigeria was originally vertical. NEPA, if you remember the old NEPA, they were the generator, they were the transmitter, they were the distributor. Everything was in their hand until we broke it to generation, transmission, and distributions. And now the state, because the federal was the one controlling everything, A to Z. So the states were insulated in those days. The states were only to look after rural electrification of their states. But now, since this concurrent issue has finally, I think President Tinubu has done very well to say, okay, look, we carry the liabilities. So now let's share the liabilities. Let the state also now share part of the huge liabilities we have been carrying at federal level, so that they can know that when you give me authority and responsibility, I will now sit up and don't just think that everything can be looked after at national level for you. So let the state who want to distribute electricity, who want to generate electricity, who want to transmit electricity in their state, let them now carry part of the burden that federal has been carrying. So federal has uploaded this. So this is how to gradually decentralize the country so that the control at the center can reduce. You will see some states now in the next 3 years will have electricity to give to industries in 3-4 years' time, because they will organize themselves in accordance to their environment and the need of their environment. So it's very good now. So their governors should sit up now and stop wasting money. They must find money to meet their own obligation in this new arrangement. So it's good. This is how we should decentralize the country. So it's very good. I respect this decision. So that is it. Don't let us go into technicalities yet. Let me listen to your further questions.
All right, Mr. Kunle. You know, I just remembered that before now we've talked about whether Nigeria should move away from blanket electricity subsidies to targeted support. So if states are now asked to bear part of this subsidy, the electricity subsidy cost, how might this affect electricity tariffs for ordinary households and poor Nigerians?
Yes, the states should remark their states. They should redelineate their states. That is what we need now.
Okay.
Take Lagos State. I always like to use Lagos State as an example because it's a one-city state. Only Epe and maybe Ikorodu and Badagry are the satellite town of Lagos. So if our Lagos governor now, I will map Lagos, or let's take Oyo, I will map Oyo and say, where is the area that industries are concentrated? I will now say, okay, here, I will make sure electricity is available here. The rural area that cannot afford the economic price of electricity, I will find cheap solutions for them, which may be like solar. they can manage solar in the rural area. They don't have heavy industry.
Isn't solar more expensive,
so,
Mr. Kunle?
Yeah, this subsidy sharing. The subsidy we are playing about with at the moment that is outstanding, the deficit is about 5 trillion naira. So if a state is going to bear, say small state like Kogi is going to bear like say 500 billion, the governor of Kogi state will have to sit up. How is he going to address this 500 billion from his income? And how is he going to create electricity zone by zone in Kogi to look after industry that can now pay economic price to help him to now find cheaper electricity for the residents. The residences that cannot pay economic price for electricity. So this we call for a total rethinking. People have to sit up. So I don't want to go too much into all the technical issues because they are huge issues that cannot be discussed in this forum within 10-15 minutes.
But you should try, Mr. Kunle, you should
Yeah.
just try to talk about the technicalities so Nigeria would understand what is about to happen to them in the next 2 months, in the next 3 months, because you just said governors are to sit up. But our reality is that is not guaranteed, especially when it comes to electricity stability in this part of the world. So if this policy succeeds, how will it benefit citizens in the long run? Will it lead to more reliable electricity, lower outages, or better planning? Please include the technicalities as well.
Sorry, always this issue is a delicate issue. Social commodity. Electricity is not a social commodity. Electricity is an economic good. It's an economic service. It is when you have made enough investment in electricity generation and supply for industries that you can get the gain and the excess to give to the masses that wants to watch African Magic and Netflix in their home day and night. For now, this story is like this. The Nigerian ordinary citizen may have to do with solar and manage somehow, but he cannot get cheap electricity from the generating companies and from the distribution companies. It is not possible. Even if the state government is so rich, like Delta or Rivers or Bayelsa or Akwa Ibom, they are rich. They are also rich in gas. Those ones can say, okay, oil companies or big companies that are operating in their state, so please give certain part of their electricity to the masses. Those states are lucky by nature, by endowment. The northern states should find portable solar for their people. So the northern state governors should stop wasting money in buying aeroplane, building airport. They should find portable solar electricity for the masses. They cannot give expensive electricity to their citizens. It's not possible. They should divert the electricity available in hydro, Jeba, Kanji, and Siroro, as well as Sungeru, into industrial production. When those industrial production are doing well, you can now take the dividend there to look after the masses. So for now, this subsidy cost, the governors, each state will bear his own cross. How they do it, they have to find a creative way around it to do it. It is good that federal government is offloading this liability from their head. Let them share it. Because also, when Paris Club money came, you and me were in this country. When governors, all of them were fighting over how to get commission from Paris Club refund. The money they would have used to create employment, create productivity in their state. That is why I will never support government to pay that Paris Club money to anybody anymore. It should be distributed among the states for investment to cover all this type of subsidy. Because the reality is here now. And President Tinubu
are still saying we cannot feel the impact of more money coming into our states. Are still saying we cannot feel the impact of more money coming into our states. We don't know what these governors are doing with these monies, and yet we cannot hold them accountable. So when this
wealth with the political power we have given you, so it's not about running to federal. It's about questioning and interrogating your governor. Local government leadership must be interrogated. So there is relative. There is no state in Nigeria that is poor. If the leadership in those states that are poor mentally and they have shallow minds, there is no state in Nigeria that is not rich. I will give you an example. If you plant certain type of trees in some states in Nigeria, it's enough for them to generate revenue. I will give you one example. If in 10 years ago, if you had planted 1 million palm trees in Kogi East, the Gala area of Kogi State, that their land is very fertile, for palm tree. If 10 years ago you had planted 1 million palm trees in that part of the state, today the palm oil and palm kernel oil they will be producing will be enough to pay salary in Kogi State. I say it with scientific background and understanding of oil palm from Malaysia and Indonesia. So see what Presco is getting now from oil palm. See what Okomu is getting from oil palm. See what Okomu is getting from oil palm in the same country. And you will have a governor in Kogi who will not plant even 500 in a year. 500 seedling, he will not plant. He will just wait for Abuja to distribute money, to share money. So there is no state in Nigeria that is poor. It's because the leadership in those states are poor mentally and have shallow minds.
All right. So is there a possibility?
Shallow minds.
All right. So is there a possibility? I hear you. I hear you, Mr. Kunle.
So if they cannot pay this subsidy, President Tinubu should not bail them out. So if they cannot pay this subsidy, President Tinubu should not bail them out. To fix all the small problems. There are certain problems there that are very small, that may not even need more than $100 million. There are places they tell you they need $1 billion. If you use $100 million wisely, you will fix the problem. So I believe the management is a problem. Plus the nature of minister you have there, I must say it always. The minister also is just there. He's warming the chair. He wants to go and be governor in Oyo, I'm aware. So you don't need
everyone has a right, Mr. Kunle, everyone has a right to aspire.
To run TCN. So TCN will remain in deficit like this. I have been telling you, it will remain in deficit like this, TCN. And once TCN cannot perform, the discos are bankrupt.
All right.
Because the GenCos, if they generate electricity, they give it to transmission. Transmission cannot deliver it to my home. So
all right, Mr. Dankule, quickly before I let you go.
My labor big pass me now. I'm on my labor big pass me because LEPA has taken life now.
All right. All right, then, energy expert, Mr. Dankule, thank you so much for your contribution on the program tonight.
So I wish us the very best in the electricity. As it is with oil, so it is with electricity. But we thank God Dangote Refinery is bailing us out in the oil sector. Thank you, Mr. Kunle. Please have a great evening. Thank you. Yeah. And thank you very much for watching, everyone. That's our package tonight and marks the end of today's episode of Politics Tonight. But before we go, let's tell you that the views and reactions of our resource persons are theirs and have no connection with TVC News. Meanwhile, you can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode at 12:30 a.m. Get in touch with us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and X
at TVC News NG and at Olajumoke. We're using the hashtag Politics Tonight. We're also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News NG. I am Olajumoke Olatuji. Good night, everyone. I'll see you again tomorrow.